Hey YouTube, are you working on your winter project right now and you need something to paint your frame or chassis parts, or you want to freshen up your engine bay and you need to paint? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, so this is going to be your budget-friendly paint that I've used to paint car frames, chassis parts. Just something to give it a nice refresh that's budget-friendly. That's better than PR15 if you're on a budget. So this is just your generic Rust-Oleum enamel. You can get this from your local like Home Depot or Lowe's. They come in different brands, but this one I got from Lowe's and it was a oil base. Now you can't just open the lid, get a paintbrush and paint it. To have a additive to make it where it hardens, and that's what I'll show you next. This is your hardener or enamel additive. You can get this from Tractor Supply. It runs about 20 bucks normally. The one I like the best is Valspar brand. This one works as good. You just use a little bit of this, mix it with this, and like say I was working on painting a rear frame, I'd take like an old gelato or something about this size and pour so much of the color you want in it, and I'd take this and the more you put in it, the faster it's going to dry and the faster you have to paint your chassis part you're doing. So remember that. I usually do like a cupful. So take this, open it, and use the lid as your cup. Fill that up and then put it in one of these containers about that size or bigger, and then start painting. And you have about 10 to 15 minutes before your paint on your brush is pretty much useless. That doesn't mean that the paint is going to be hard at that point. I'll show you on this frame. I'd use this exact setup on this Malibu frame, and I'll show you now. So if you guys have been watching on the channel, I've been doing a lot of G-body content lately, and if you've seen one of the last videos about Ford 9-inches, then you definitely know this car has been on the channel. Now obviously it's dirty, but this is that enamel paint that I did, and I painted parts of this under the body. Now obviously I'm not finished with it, but to give you an example, what you do is I used a grinder and made it clean, and then I did a layer of primer. After that, it makes it where that's your coating you're going to apply. And then after that, I did this paint. So now obviously I did a gloss coat. They make them in matte finish, satin finish, depending on what color you're wanting your frame to look like, or chassis parts, or engine bay, whatever you're wanting. This kind of just gives you an example. And then obviously you can see a better picture. All this has been done. Obviously it's dirty. The good thing about this paint is if you power wash, so once your car's all nice and pretty, if you power wash it, it doesn't hurt. It won't this won't flake off or anything. And you can kind of buff it with a little wheel if you needed to. If you really want it to be shiny, it's not going to hurt it. And I think this coating has been on there for at least 5 years from what I've done, and it's held up pretty well. Now here's another part of this car that has it. Now, obviously it's dirtier because I need to clean it, but it's done on the core support. I've done part of the front frame rails where it's held up, and then if you look close enough, I've done some of the firewall. I've even painted with that coating on the AC box to make it shiny. So you can do a bunch of different parts. So see, there's a cleaner frame horn. If you wanted to, you could do other items. That was just a quick overview of that paint. Now I'm not sponsored by that brand, just what I could find at my local home improvement stores. It's just something to think about for your project when you want to save some money and you want to have a nice kind of, not show quality, but a nice resto mod. It's one of those things that I showed you. It works on one of my cars. I'll show you more of an in-depth thing on one of the frames that I'm going to clean up eventually on this channel. and I'll show you the same process that I did on this Malibu underside. And so just wanted to show you and help you guys out since you guys are working on your winter projects right now. And so if this video brought you any value and helpful for your project, please like and subscribe and share it to somebody that you know that will help them out too. And we'll see you on the next one.